Well, good morning, everyone. I'm on my way this morning back to the airport. It's about 20 miles away to continue on the 100-hour inspection on my Piper Cherokee. Let's see if the old girl will start today. It's about 45 degrees right now, and the weather girl says it's not. Oops. The weather girl says it's not really going to get any warmer today, but she said that yesterday and it got up to almost 60, so that's nice. Nice working weather. Yeah. She's a running. Okay, I'll talk to you again when I get to the airport. Well, this is day 3 of the 100-hour. It's not like I work a whole day when I'm working on it, but we are going to do the propeller group and engine group, but we're going to start in the landing gear group, which means I'm going to just pressure the tires and see where they're at, add pressure if needed, which I'm sure they have, because they haven't been checked for almost 6 months. So we'll do that first, then we'll get into the engine stuff. Or we'll get into the propeller stuff first, then the engine. I run my tires a little heavy on air since I only air them up a couple times a year, so I know they're going to leak out a little bit. The molecules of the air are small enough to actually find their way out of the rubber, although it's a very, very slow process. So they use nitrogen in aircraft tires to keep that from happening. It probably still leaks out, but even much slower than what air does. So I got 2 more to do, nose gear and the right landing gear. What I'm doing here is looking for and dressing out any small nicks I find in the blade. And this thing's spinning, it pulls up sand, and you can pull up gravel or bigger items. And it when it hits that leading edge of the blade, it'll put a little pop mark in it. So this blade looks very good. Just some small spots. Very good. So let's see. Let's look at our propeller list. Inspect spinner and backplate for cracks and dents, missing screws. Did that. Inspect blades for nicks and cracks. Did that. Okay, so PA 235, we don't have that. We don't have that. Inspect spinner mounting brackets for cracks and security. Did that. Inspect propeller mounting bolts for security and safety. And torque them, I'll do that when I put it back together. So I'll mark that later. And again, the PA 235, that's a constant speed propeller. Inspect complete propeller and spinner assembly for security, chafing, cracks, deterioration, wear, and correct installation. So again, I'll wait till I get that back on and check it. So now with the engine, so it says remove engine cowl and inspect for internal and external damage. I did that, so you can see a list of things here I've done. Inspect oil lines and fittings for leaks, security, chafing, dents and cracks. I need to do that. Clean and inspect oil radiator cooling fins. I'll do that. Fill engine with oil. That's been done. Clean and inspect oil radiator cooling. Okay. Clean engine with approved solvents. We'll do that when we're done doing the rest of this. Okay, so I'll get back with you in a minute. I found a loose rivet on the engine baffling. So I took the old rivet out. Got a new rivet with a washer on the other side of it here. So I'm going to hold everything tight. Okay. All right, nice and tight. Good and tight. Very good. I've been going around checking all for loose bolts, etc. And so far, this is the only thing I found. My poor neglected tools. First thing I had to do is work on my rivet gun to get in order to work on the airplane. All right, here we go. I've already gone through the mags and checked the points. Now we're going to check the timing. All right, so one mag needs to be changed just a little bit. Perfect. Well, this is the gasilator, and it's a low spot in the system where if there's any water, it can be drained out. So before we fly, this is how we check it. That's nice and clean. It's a messy job. I got it all over me. Now what I got to do is gotta pop these loose, unscrew this and take this off, and there's a screen in there I've got to check. Also, there is a screen in the fuel pump. That's an electric fuel pump right there. Has to be checked. Along with we got to check all these fuel lines and make sure they're in good shape. And they all look pretty good. So this one, we take that off. Oops. When I take that off, there's a new gasket got to go in there. So I'm going to set you down and go to work. So our engine's been inspected, and now it's time to put the cowlings back on. That's step 54. Number 54 on the engine inspection is install cowling. So that's our next step. So I'm going to put you on hyperlapse, so let's see how fast I can do this. So the cowling, lower cowling's on. I left all the screws loose so that we can adjust it. And when I put the upper cowling on, we'll fasten it to the lower cowling with the over center clips. And then at that point, I can go around and tighten all the screws. So, just so you know, I've been screwing off. Just finished a cup of coffee. And maybe you noticed when I was working on this, probably got a lot of oohs and ahs from me from the pointy things I was using to stick in the holes there. But there were no oohs, there's only ahs. That's what those things are. They're ahs. Thank you. I'll be here again tomorrow. Now you saw how fast I could do that. Of course, that was 15 times faster than I was working. Now I'll show you how I adjust the cowling. All right, We're going to tighten it all down. This is a 1964 Piper Cherokee. If it was annualed every year, that would be almost 60 times just for annual that this cowling has been on. This airplane was in a training school for a time. During that time, that would have been done every 100 hours. So it's amazing that the cowling is still able to function. Of course, it could have been replaced before, but I don't think so. I don't think it was anything in the logs that said it was. After I've gone over it with the electric screwdriver, which I have set on my lowest torque setting, then I'll go through with the hand and check the torque. There are two screws that are buried when you fasten the collar. They're on the four corners of the bottom cowl where it fastens to the nose bowl and to the fuselage. You've got to go ahead and do those by hand. So I just had those in, just not tight. Okay. Ta-da! Cowling fits good. Now, it's time to reinstall the propeller. Okay, what do I do with the electric screwdriver? There it is. A lot easier to snug the bolts down with this than it is to do it by hand. I'll get it there with this, and everything will be tightened by hand. But everything's torqued. I think I can get rid of all these awls. We need them. Oh, we need them for. Maybe they didn't want to put the spinner on. Okay. I want you right there, so I can just reach and grab you. Okay, everything there looks clean. Ta-da! Get out of my way, propeller. Now, check my cheat sheet. All right, so we're 3/8 prop boats, so we need 280 to 300 inch pounds. Let's see where we're at here. Partway there, let's do that. Okay. 240, 60, 80, 300, okay. Got a scratch in it, almost looks like a crack with a scratch. All right. So far, so good. Okay, 31 thousandths. So now we have to safety the prop bolt.